Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Besties, it was something that I noticed 2 weeks ago when the Braxtons first started. Look at the promo picture, my thumbnail. Doesn't it look like Tamar has been edited into this photo? You see how her hand is over Evelyn, her mom, and her shoulder is behind Tony's arm. But if you look, it doesn't look like Tamar is in that picture. It looks like three different pictures may have been put together because, of course, Tawanda and Tony are touching, right? And then Miss Evelyn has, her arm up to Trina. But honey, Tamar looked like she had her own photo shoot and they just said, we just gonna crop you and put you in. Child, the Braxtons are a mess. You ready to get into it? Because, baby, I just want you to tell me, though, besties, is this friction and drama that they're having, is it fake? I would appreciate it if it was fake. I would just hate to think that these girls are just this low and dark. They didn't used to be like this. They're going low. And everybody around them is getting sick. You notice that in this episode? Vaughn, Miss Evelyn, Tawanda even getting hit by a car. Like, child, this family, they don't need to come back. They don't. Let this be it. Let this be it. I don't want this Braxton legacy to go down like this. I just don't. But welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's kiki and ha ha and get into another episode of the Braxtons Season 2, Episode 3, Unbreak My Heart. Ciao. Vaughn and Miss Evelyn went to the hospital because of their heart. This family is toxic. They're breaking everyone's heart. But I get the little Tony song, unbreak my heart, say you love me again. Yeah. Okay. And did y'all know she going on tour next year with New Edition and Boys to Men? I was like, okay, Tony the Braxton, did you guys see the trailer for the tour? It came out yesterday. It's pretty hot. We gonna go. I'm going. They come to Oakland at the end of January. And me and the homies, we love New Edition. We grew up with them, so we gonna be there. So back to the episode. Enough about me and my friends. So the episode begins back at that table where the sisters are fighting, fussing, and going back and forth and back again. And it looks like we will see the whole fight next week. We're getting down to 2 weeks. It was 3 weeks for 2 episodes. Now they say 2 weeks ago. So I guess we're going to get this fight next week. Thank goodness, so that maybe we can push along and heal and have some resolve, because the series are only like 8 episodes and this is episode 3. So Tamar tells Tawanda in this fight at the table that, she just want to know who gave that man, the attorney, her address. She said, forget about it because of me, but my son, y'all nephew, who gave these people my address? And so she like, Tawanda, because you don't even come over. But I know you know where I live, and I know where you live because I'll put your down payment down on your house. I was like, wow, Tamar, Tay. Oh, God, you didn't have to spray Tawanda like that. That was low, but Tawanda gets her clap back. And then Tamar says that Tawanda been using her credit card. She calls it stealing my money, using her cards without her consent. Yeah, you think I don't know. Tawanda, honey, ma'am, lady, love, hey, big sister, it's okay to get a job. It's okay. You can work from home. It's okay. If you're struggling, get a job. Ask Tony. Speaking of Tony, y'all, I had a thought this morning when I finished watching the show, and I was just like, all this is Tony's fault, because everybody worked for her. Backup singers, assistant, a manager, her whatever, her stylist. And so Tony decided to get rid of everybody and get a new crew. And honey, these girls been struggling ever since, except for Tamar. She struggles in another way. But yeah, it's like, oh my goodness. But Tawanda, you can get a job, sweetie. Don't be too big. Don't be too proud. Find something else. And I know she's trying to do acting, but I don't think that was panning off. Like if you're a backup singer, you can't go sing backup for somebody else. You can't go sing backup for Will Downing, you know? Peebo Bryson. Shoot. Patti LaBelle. You can't go sing backup for Jill Scott. I mean, you know, um, speaking of Will Downing, his wife sings backup for a few people. I can't remember who I saw, but I've seen her sing backup for a few different people. Like Tawanda, get into it, honey. If you were Tony's assistant, can you go be someone else's assistant? Like child, and like they said in OC, like Tamara was saying about Jen. Tawanda, you could have went to school all these years. You could be an attorney, you could be a doctor, you could be an engineer like Tawanda. Come on now. So anyway, it's baffling that you seem smart, right? But you over there stealing off of your little sister's credit cards. She had to put a down payment on your house. What's going on? So Tawanda throws it back at Tay Tay and says, well, honey, you ain't talking about them exes of Tony's you've been sleeping with. Who? Two of them. I'm not. Oh yeah, you didn't slept with them, and you didn't slept with them several times. Child, Tamar said no. They said they slept with you, Tawanda. I was like, oh my God. See, they gotta get off this show. It's so toxic. And I know they said last season they came back for Tracy. I know this was not in Tracy's plan. So Tamar still want to know who gave her address out because that's where she received that cease and desist letter. Tamar's like, F, she told Tawanda, F you, B. And he said he F'd you. That's what he said. I was like, oh my goodness. Ooh, y'all, it's getting hot in here, honey. The Braxtons are giving off love and hip hop vibes, baddie vibes. I mean, goodness, what is happening? Do they not see them? If this is fake, then okay. I mean, if they sat down and said, "This is what we gonna do," because we got to get this money, they going out bad. But at least it's a plan, it's a scheme that Todd created, right? So we'll move on, child. So Vaughn, Trina's husband, remember he was rushed to he went to urgent care. Well, they found out he had fluid on his lungs and in his heart because one of his valves in his heart is causing this buildup. And he was carrying 30 extra pounds. When they got that liquid off, the fluid off his lungs, he lost like 30 pounds. He was close to getting up out of here. So he has to be on meds for like 90 days with on a diet, a cleaner diet and exercise. They're going to test him out for 90 days. And if nothing changes, then he's going to need surgery. And so Vaughn starts to cry. He is fighting tears. He is like, oh my gosh, what has happened? And I'm like, what has happened is you and Trina been on that YouTube in the kitchen cooking all that food. Honey, Trina was like, yeah, we finna get rid of all the food. So we go over here to dance rehearsal with the Tony Braxton, honey. She getting ready for the Jazz Fest in Miami because she keep talking about she got to go to Miami, got to go to Miami, got to go to Miami, got to go to Miami. I'm performing in Miami. I'm performing in Miami. We get it, Tony Braxton. We get it. So Tony says she will be at Tawanda's Bridgerton themed bridal shower because she doesn't want to disappoint Tawanda again. Now, remember, Tawanda is disappointed, Tony, in case you didn't know. She is disappointed because you were supposed to throw her shower and now you're not. And you know, honey, Tawanda wanted that wanted her rich sister to throw it so it could be rich and luxurious, right? So Tamar goes on over to T.S. Madison's podcast, and T.S. Madison asks her about her niece's interview. And so Tamar's like, I can't talk about it because of the cease and desist. And, she says she's upset because the family was good. They were all good. So when she told them about Ashley coming on, the family, that's when the family attorney sent her the cease and desist letter. And it's like, okay. So T.S. Madison says, well, your family likes drama. So Tamar's like, what? That's crazy. No, we're human like everybody else. And, we are the only Black family that has been on reality TV for over a decade. So clock that T. And she says, and we have drama just like everybody else's family. And I'm like, whose family, girl? Whose family? Everybody's family don't have drama. No, they don't. No, they do not. Some people's families grew up on one accord, in church, respect, love, kick it, fun, taking care of business. No, we ain't all drama. We ain't all stealing from our sisters and flaunting our riches and our success and being jealous and envious of our sisters. We're not doing that. Sending cease and desist letters. We don't do that. Everybody not like y'all. No, we're not. So then they get into Tamar's villain era. Yeah. And so she says, why are you always intertwined? And here go Tamar. I'm not. You are. Your last intertwined wasn't nobody saying or doing nothing. All of a sudden, Tamar is sleepwalking, fell in a pool of blood, lost her teeth, her nose is hurt, her ears is aching, her toenails did fell off, her butt cheeks is itching. Girl, we was minding our own business, and here you come with all this mess, and we know you was just trying to get all of us into, getting ready for your show to come on. You just wanted to start some stuff because you think we all like drama and we gonna tune in. You just trying to get these ratings up is what you were doing. And poor Funky Dineva had to take a fall for it. He had to catch a stray for you. And what he say? That lady still ain't apologized. So she said she's not intertwined. You are. She said, it's my sisters. They're the ones that keep all this mess going. They call me a mean girl. They say my success has changed me. And I'm sitting here like, you know what? Success supposed to change you. Not into a nice girl to an a-hole, but you are supposed to evolve. Let's call it, you're supposed to evolve. It's supposed to change you. Money will change your situation. It will afford you to pay your bills and on time. It will afford you to have good credit. You can have better credit. You can have credit cards. You'll be able to travel, buy more expensive things. Travel, I said that. Buy a bigger house, buy better cars, treat your people, donate, fundraise, like charity, give back, start stuff, invest, help people out. It's supposed to change you. Sick of this. And only losers say stuff like that. And I told y'all last week, half of them are haves and the other two are have-nots. And this sounds like the have-nots. Because I forgot when they ran it back. I think they said I think Tony said something. But anyway, she a flip-flopper because she just want to be liked by everybody. So Tamar says that was the unhealed her, and it's okay because it made her who she is today. Okay. So Tamar thinks she's good TV. Okay. And she stay on the show. Where has Tamar gone since the Braxton Family Values? She had a spinoff with Tamar and Vince, right? She did The Real. She's done Dish Nation. She's done College Hill. She did the Queen's Court. That's six right there. And now the Braxtons, that's seven. Have we missed anything else? And she got her podcast and she's touring. She needs to come out with another album, but the girl's staying booked and busy. So yeah, she's good TV. And she says she will never do another dating show. She said that about reality TV, but here we are. So I don't believe that. It all got to make sense, dollars and cents. And so she says she's been celibate for a year. T.S. Madison said she can't do that. Okay, moving on. And so Tawanda goes to try on her dresses with her stylist, and her daughter Trina and her mother are with her. And she's on this tip about, I wish my sisters were there with, here with me, because she was there for them, and she wants them to be there for her. And it's just unfortunate that she can't understand that her two sisters are on tour. They're famous. They're booked and busy. And if you really wanted all this, maybe you should have sat down with the both of them and kind of carved out some time. But you won't do that. Your wedding is March 22nd. And I believe Tamar is a St. Patrick's Day baby. So that's what, March 17th? So why are you having your wedding so close to Tamar's birthday? It's giving you don't want her to be available to come. I mean, you might as well just have had it on her birthday. Don't be real. You know what I'm saying? Be real. And then I'm looking at this year's calendar. March 17th was on a Monday, and the 22nd is on a Saturday. So Tamar, in my opinion, you should have been celebrating your birthday on the 15th, the 16th. You know what I'm saying? Why would you wait to the week, to the 22nd to celebrate your birthday? Because you're a Pisces like me. The last day is on the 20th. I would rather celebrate in Pisces season, 15th and the 16th, than on March 22nd, which is Aries season. But Tawanda wrong for that. So stop wishing people was there. You got 27 other people in your wedding, girl. And like I said, if I was one of them, I would be feeling some kind of way. Like, I'm taking off, I'm sacrificing to be your maid of whatever you trying, lady of honor, and you sit here moping about your two sisters that one though you don't even like. Child, I would bow out. I'll be like, girl, I'll come, but I don't want to be up there with you, because you just bringing down I don't want to be in it no more because your vibe is off. You don't appreciate me. My money ain't good enough. And Tamar better watch her credit card, honey, with Tawanda planning his wedding. It might be some more charges on there, girl. So Tawanda go tries on dress number one. Nope, they don't like it. Girl, Trina said it looked like a bag of coins. What? And I said, see, have nots. Trina knows what a bag of coins looks like. She got have not energy, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. So option 2 is beautiful. It's a beautiful skirt. The top either isn't done or she don't want us to see the whole thing. But baby, that skirt was beautiful. It was, her favorite color is lavender, and it just had all the things on it. It looked really good. And child, what was so funny when I was watching the show last night, child, my best friend watches it too. So she texted me. She said, I just want Tawanda to put on a wig every now and then. Like, I'm tired of looking at her head. And then I saw somewhere today, I think it was a comment on something, and they said the same thing. They was like, I just want Tawanda to wear a wig every now and then. Child. So back at Trina's house, baby, she is cleaning out that pantry and that refrigerator, honey. She got all kind of stuff on the counter. I saw whipping cream, Girl Scout cookies, Bond is fighting her for his favorite treats that he has sent in from St. Louis. He like, nope, I'm not getting rid of. I forgot what they was, some fritters, something like a honey bun or some kind of breakfast, croissant, something that he likes. And he was like, nope, nope, I'll just eat less of it, but you're not getting rid of it. He was like, yeah, what about them Girl Scout cookies? Trina's like, oh, I'm gonna keep those. Yes. So, child, that was funny. She was like, here go the trash bag, throw this stuff away. So they throwing stuff out because Vaughn has to change his diet. So production is in LA. They're getting ready to film with Tony. And Tony called production, says she had to get out to Atlanta because Miss Evelyn was in the hospital. So we find out once they get to Atlanta that Miss E's heart had blockage and she needs a stent. And the thing about it is, Miss E didn't tell nobody that she was having a surgery. She only told one person in the family, and it was Logan, 11-year-old child. And Logan goes and tell Tamar like at 1 o'clock in the morning. Tamar said because that's the time they pray. And I'm like, at 1 in the morning, you wake that boy up at 1 in the morning to pray? What is going on here? So Trina's at the hospital. She's just furious. So she even tells us in her confessional, tell your family about your medical issues. Stop hiding your health. And, everybody is just, up in arms. It's their mother, right? And so this has happened to Evelyn before. And she had a stroke the last time something like this happened. So it's like, ma'am. So she's in the hospital bed, coming to. She look a little casket-ish, if you know what I mean. It kind of scared me for a minute because I was like, oh my God, oh my God. The child, Miss Evelyn, child, she was like, do I look okay? Y'all know, You got on lipstick? She like, okay, good. I was like, you got on lipstick, you have on earrings, you have on a wig, you have on cocoa butter on your face. They greased you up so much, you look bronze. You look like a gold statue. So then we see Miss Evelyn retreating at home. They released her, and Tawanda calls her, and Tawanda let her know she had just got her marriage license. And so Mama E is so happy for her. And she's on her way to her doctor's appointment, and she says she's healing very well and all that. And so Tony visits Miss E and she's recovering, and she says she may have another blockage. So Tony is concerned because Miss E had a stroke. So Tamar and Trina drops by, and they're just like, why did you choose to keep it a secret? This is Tamar. She's like, I don't know. I didn't know how serious it was. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. They didn't say it was gonna be surgery. I thought it was gonna be a procedure. Now, Miss Evelyn, you have had a blockage in your heart before. You had a stroke. Nothing about something, a blockage in heart and needing a stent does not sound like a procedure. It's how they gonna get the stent to the heart, woman? How they gonna unblock you? They gotta cut you open. Just say I didn't want y'all to know. In case I didn't make it, I didn't want to be bothered. So, so they want her to tell them everything. Tell us about a stress test, a P test. If you need to go get a vaccination, tell us everything, Mom. And it's like, right, you are too old. And we've lost, especially when you've lost someone already, you want to be tight with everybody and, let people know what's going on. And Miss Evelyn, don't you need to tell somebody who's taking you to your appointments? Do you still drive? I don't see Miss Evelyn driving. It's like, don't somebody go with you. You need someone to go with you to your appointments, woman. But honey, Miss Evelyn said in her confessional, honey, she told us this is how she stays in control of herself. She's sick of these girls. I'll say, girl, they so toxic and it's your fault. You ain't even checking these broads. You they mama. You can still say something. So it is time for the sisters to meet, honey. They are meeting at a restaurant, and this is where the fight happens, honey. So, of course, Tawanda's there first. She hungry. She eating oysters and look like with some calamari on the table. I don't know why I was looking. And then Trina comes in. What you eating? Leave me some. So Tamar comes and she says she wants answers about being sent this cease and desist letter. But when she was at the table, she said cease and desist letter, and Trina just went in on it. What she mean by girl? You know what she meant. Shut up. And I know Trina, you ain't talking all the words. You got your own vocabulary. You put ration on everything you say. You are the last person to be trying to correct someone's grammar. You're the last person. You make up your own words. Be quiet. So we learned that Tony don't like oysters because she doesn't like the slime of the oyster. And then they're like, oh, so you don't do fellatio with your man. And so, Tony don't want y'all talking about her husband. Birdman, beep, 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 beep. The Birdman, yeah, Cash Money boys, yeah, Cash Money, her husband. So they like, don't worry about what she do. She don't like oysters. She didn't say she didn't like fellatio. That's y'all. So Tamar asked Tawanda how was Tulum, and she was like, it was good, but I couldn't do nothing because of my cast. I got hit by a car. So, she wants sympathy. She wants Tamar's sympathy. She wants to hold them accountable for not being around and not checking on her and not, you know what I'm saying? But we already know Tamar told us that Tawanda don't come around until they film. So Tawanda offers other wedding details. And so Tamar says, oh yeah, because I was relieved for being your maid of honor. She said, oh yeah, I was relieved of my maid of honor duties. Yeah, So Trina says, well, everyone is a ladies of honor. There are no maids of honor. Tony's confused because she's always confused because she's ditzy. She's a dodo bird. And so she's like, how are your 20,000, 1,100 friends going to be maid of honors? That was supposed to be for us. And it's like, y'all ain't even, it goes to show y'all didn't open y'all bridal boxes. That's number one. She's asking you to be a ladies of honor. Tawanda has said there are no maids of honor. So where are you getting that from, Tamar? So Tamar says that she was uninvited to Tulum right after she bought her plane ticket. And so all Tawanda says is, who told you that? Where'd you get that from? Who said that? Where'd you get that from? And she said, I was told that you didn't want to film with us. And Tamar's like, and you know why I don't want to film with you? Because y'all sent me that cease and desist. And you're trying to destroy my business. I'm a promoter and a singer. I'm a podcaster, and I jump from reality show to reality show, and you are trying to ruin my business. I already got fired from Dish Nation. In the real. Stop ruining my business. I got things to do. So Tawanda's like, hold up. Who is y'all? First of all, hold up. Come on. Let's go. What you got? Tawanda ready to fight because she just want to fight. So Tamar says, this cease and desist letter, like, can you hear? This is why we can't get along. Tawanda's like, who is y'all? Tamar's like, the family attorney that y'all kicking it with. Y'all family attorney. Who else? And so Tawanda's like, oh, I haven't had him in years. I said, see, y'all, that's the have-not mentality. She can't afford the family attorney anymore. She has to use a paralegal. She got to call Sweet James. For those of y'all in the Bay, you know who Sweet James is. And so Tamar's like, girl, Tawanda, that's your best friend. Shut up. So Tony was like, wait a minute. Don't charge me for a crime I didn't commit. I was like, okay, Ditzy. She know how to put some words together. I like that. I liked it. And so she was like, nothing. I had done nothing. I ain't nothing. Don't do it. So Tamar was like, well, who gave him my address? That's all Tamar want to know. Because she looking at the paperwork and everybody's name is on there. So she said, because that was a breach of no, it was a complete breach. And then Tamar goes off. She is hot. Who is y'all giving my address to? You know that this is not a part of the deal. You don't be giving my address to nobody. I'm famous. I'm one of Evelyn's famous daughters. You don't do that. So Tony says, so you gonna say that Tony Braxton ain't never had your back? And so Tamar said, you didn't have my back with this. And she let her know, like, your name is on this paperwork. You didn't with your little lawyer friend. You didn't have my back with him. So Tony was like, oh, Lord Jesus, give me the strength. Tamar is like, get your strength and get you some muscles. Child, the way I hollered. Tamar said, hey, get you some muscles. So then Tony shut her down because she didn't think none of that was funny. She said, don't F with Tony Braxton. And baby, it is a to be continued. That was the end of the episode, besties, honey. How do you like this week's episode, baby? It was good. It was, I don't rate no more, but it was a 10. It was a 10 for me. A 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. But besties, do me a solid. Share my video. Comment on the video. Like the video. Subscribe to my channel. And make sure your notification bell is on so that you know each and every time I post my content. And I'll be back with another recap. It will be Bell Collective. All right. Bye, besties.